We are experiencing transitional moments in the world of AI. And now we live all these hype moments, which we need to be careful of. AI agents, conversational agents right now in context in which communication is key. It's definitely, let's say, a huge improvement. You need to set up all the work that needs to be fully remote. That's the biggest challenge. Once you find a good partner, just keep it and keep working with it, like if you need outsourcing resources.
Hi everybody, welcome to the Devico Breakfast Bar. Here we speak with different people involved in the business landscape, share their expertise, delve into the latest tech trends, and explore the ins and outs of IT outsourcing. I'm Oleg Sadikov, and today I'm excited to have Edoardo Conte, the CTO and co-founder at Restworld. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss new episodes. Hi Edoardo.
Hi Oleg. Thanks for inviting me here.
Thanks for joining me today. Could you start by telling us a bit about yourself and your professional background?
Yes, definitely. So I'm a computer engineer by profession, let's say. Just did my bachelor. I did a master in big data management and analytics around Europe. And then I just met up with my other co-founders in Restworld, and we decided to start with this journey. It was like 4.5 years ago. Actually, it was 5 years already. And yeah, the company has been incorporated 4.5 years ago. And I'm a computer scientist, so I do everything in computer engineering from A to Z, basically in our company.
What was the story behind the inception of Restworld?
Let's say that we work in the hospitality industry, so with restaurants, hotels, and bars. Specifically, my other co-founders, in particular Luca, he had a lot of years of experience in restaurants with different roles like waiters, cook, and he also supported a colleague and friend of his into opening Mountain Hut for a season, so like a store manager or something. So let's say a lot of experience in restaurants, a lot of experience in bars and so on. And the constant issue that he witnessed and he could verify was the issue in finding employees, new staff, new employees for any business in this domain. So let's say the idea just started like this. So just creating a sort of a platform which was in the middle between job boards and recruiting agencies, which actually don't work that well for this domain, for this industry. So creating a platform that was vertical and specialized in this domain in order to support the businesses and the job seekers at the same time working in this sector. Well, let's say the idea started like this, and then it evolved during the time also because this is a funny story, but we started in 2020, beginning of 2020. Everyone remembers COVID, I believe. That was, let's say, how we started, how we entered the market at the very beginning. And so things evolved pretty rapidly, and the market changed completely. So yeah, we needed to adapt. But the idea was born with this mission, and it's still the mission and vision of Restworld today.
When it comes to process design, what are some key principles or strategies that you believe are essential for optimizing the recruitment process?
I didn't mention that Luca and David, we are co-founders, and they are both psychology of work. I believe the translation in English it is. Anyways, they are psychologists applied for human resources and jobs. So we actually modeled and mapped the recruitment process into 36 steps. We used and we exploited BPM and BPMN as notation in order to model all these processes and try to document them and optimize them. And let's say we actually optimized piece by piece, little by little, by checking what were the biggest bottleneck. But what I can tell you is that in the end, in the recruitment process, we focused a lot, also due to the, let's say, historical moments and everything, into outreaching to candidates, building community. So outreaching to candidates and simplifying all the application process. What gives an advantage then in the operations of the process is the communication. So if we could optimize how the communication work between job seekers, employers, and recruiters. So on one side, we have business owners, then or HR managers. On the other side, we have job seekers and candidates. On our side, we do have recruiters that manage this whole flow. So if we could optimize the communication between these three different actors, actually, that's what improved a lot all the overall recruitment process.
Okay, thanks for the detailed answer. What are some of the current trends shaping the recruitment industry as per your opinion? And how do you see these trends evolving in the coming years?
Everyone now is talking about AI, and with some, let's say, good reason, I would say. And we actually
Sometimes good, sometimes it's not good. Too much fake these days around AI too. Don't forget about it.
it's definitely true, but it's unavoidable to say, even like people working in AI in research universities and stuff, like what we are experiencing today is something which was kind of unexpected or not at this level, anyways. We are experiencing a transitional moment in the world of AI. And now we live all these hype moments, which we need to be careful of as any technological new trend and stuff. But let's say that it's a good innovation moment. It's a very big innovation moment. And when we're talking about recruitment trends, I cannot avoid naming AI again. And now we're talking about conversational AI in this specific historical moment, no? And in recruitment, it plays actually a pivotal role, and that's why I said before. I said communication. No, communication is one of the keys to optimize these processes, and we believed this before, like ChatGPT came out and everything. So we had our little optimizations, but actually having some AI agents that could actually pre-assess and let's say assess the engagement, the willingness of the candidates to actually apply and move forward for a given job position. This saves a lot of, let's say, human hours into collecting people feedback and actually calling them, messaging them, so and so on. So this recruitment AI agent is one of the trends that I am witnessing right now. We are actually talking with a couple, two actually companies, one London based and one Italy based. I don't remember the city, but one is in London and the other one is in Italy. That they are actually creating, they are actually, let's say, tuning these new LLMs for the recruitment process, and they are selling these AI agents specifically designed for recruiting. So this is definitely one of the trends. And then applying AI or some sort of similar algorithms, but mostly based on AI in order to optimize each single step of this recruitment process. Like resume parsing, this is something we knew. It's been there for some time, but now with the new technologies and with the new models, actually, it's way more performant. We actually experience this on our own skin. This is another place in which we can witness some innovation. So yeah, I would say AI and AI agents, conversational agents right now in a context in which communication is key. It's definitely, let's say, a huge improvement.
How much time did you save in parsing resumes?
So around 40% of our users who apply to a job position, they apply through the CV, and the CV gets parsed by this AI model. We actually have a partner in doing this. So the AI model is delivered and is customized by this partner of ours before the advent of LLMs and ChatGPT in particular. So the job seekers, instead of filling in a survey which lasts around 7 to 10 minutes, depending on how many past experiences they have, this takes only like few seconds, and it automatically extracts some of this information. Now, of course, the parsing is never so precise. That's why I'm saying like we could experience it on our own skin, because actually with the AI models were available before LLMs, ChatGPT, with all the vision capabilities and so on were available, we could witness significant improvement. So most of the information weren't parsed correctly. It was very difficult to actually connect to a taxonomy, a knowledge of the roles, skills, and so on that we could find in some vertical, in specialized CV. That there have been some improvements in terms of the available technology.
Based in Italy, do you notice any unique challenges or opportunities in the tech industry in your region compared with other parts of the world?
With respect to other parts of Europe, like France, Germany, UK, and so on, like we could experience some lacking fundings, lacking investments, which means, in a way, a smaller availability for companies to pay tech talents. So we could experience a lot of like tech developers or tech related employees and workers like working for companies abroad, like in UK, Germany, Denmark, and so on. So this is one of the challenges of Italy. So we are based in Turin. Turin is not even that big of a city. It's very difficult to find talent in the tech ecosystem based here in Turin. So this is one of the challenges. That's mostly like what I could experience in terms of tech. Then we do have big engineering university, so you could find some new talents. It's difficult to find the specialized ones, and they move abroad.
Okay. With the rise of remote work and distributed teams, how do you anticipate recruitment strategies adapting to accommodate these changes?
For our company, what we do is that based on what I said before, let's say we had issues in finding, let's say, specialized talents here in Turin. So only one employee of our company in the tech team is from Turin, while all the others have live abroad. They come from different countries. I didn't experience like a huge challenges in finding them, in interviewing them, and of course, like you need to set up all the work that needs to be fully remote. That's the biggest challenge. So it's not in the recruitment process. Of course, you need to have interviews and stuff like that. So the assessment, maybe it's a bit more difficult because you don't get to know the person. You have different kind of assessment. Operatively speaking, you need to manage a fully remote team. Big companies have done it, so it's doable. It's just adding some minor complexity, let's say. So this is what I think in terms of our company. So how we actually find talents in the tech ecosystem. While instead for our business, so for our users, right now, all the recruiters of our company are based in Italy, and we only work in the Italian market as of now. So we are still like making the business more solid for the Italian market. Are thinking of possible solution in order to scale the recruiters, in order to set up, like, let's say, a distributed team of recruiters. What we are actually selling to our clients right now is to have an HR manager, a recruiter, as a service. So they have access to a dedicated and specialized recruiter for their need in a sort of distributed environment, because they can actually access this kind of service from all over Italy. So the next step would be also to distribute and scale these recruiters across the globe whenever we expand internationally, and distribute these kind of people in order for the clients to access their service wherever they are located. This is how I see the evolution in our company.
With the rapid pace of technology advancement and digital transformation, many industries these days are facing shortage of, I emphasize, skilled talent. How do you perceive the current landscape of talent scarcity in your industry?
That's actually true, and it connects kind of with something I mentioned earlier. Based on my experience, we always had some issues in finding talents here in Turin, for example, but not because there's no talent. It's because like you need to find the person who wants to join your company, so who matches your values, because we really believe like in company values and employee values that need to match. So you need to find a person with the right skills, with the right background and everything that matches your values, and at the same time is looking for a new job. That's kind of a combination that it's not that trivial. And most of the times you need a new person now, like you need a new resource now, or at least like in a very short amount of time. So this is the biggest challenge. That's why I would talk about scarcity also, because the skills in the IT domain, it's not like, okay, you're a developer, then every developers are the same. It's well diversified, and sometimes like people outside of this industry don't realize it, but people have different knowledge, different skills, depending also on the seniority of the role. It's way more difficult to find the right person. In our case, we just went into the global team. So we just said, okay, let's just issue a fully remote job so that everyone in the world can apply. Now, of course, these are some issues because we just focused on one side of the world, not by choice, by necessity in a way. So we just found applications on that side of the world, and then we decided to focus on that part in order not to have so many time zone differentiations. But once you just decide to go fully remote and global, it's not that of an issue. I never experienced a scarcity of talents. Whoever talent I was looking for, like I could find some candidates in some applications. Of course, you're facing the whole world compared to a kind of small city. So yeah, and then there are also like very nice services now, like can allow you to hire proper employees in other countries. So they are hired through these employer of records. So they are formally hired and properly hired, and so everything is compliant. I would say time today is mature to structure and to and to think about a global team.
Can you share your experience of outsourcing technical needs?
We did have different experience, not so many, I would say, but some different experience. So we first of all, like, we outsourced the front end resources. We develop web applications. We outsourced front end resources. We actually worked with both a company, so an outsourcing company, and Upwork freelancers. Now, Upwork freelancers overall experience has been quite bad. The reasons behind this collaboration went bad, but I couldn't find so many reliable persons, and like the job was interrupted. The job was never done, like, let's say, in a maintainable way. The Upwork experience hasn't been very great for us. We worked with outsourcing companies, and the experience has been good. Let's say good for front end development. UX UI has been great for us instead. So UX and UI we outsourced from the beginning. We keep outsourcing right now. We've been collaborating with them for the past, I would say, 3 years, and the collaboration is great. So after a while, you get to know the context, so you really get to know us. So they really got to know us, and it's very smooth and easy to work together. We never outsource the backend though. I have this philosophy, but this is mine anyways. Where we are a tech company, we are a digital native and tech company, so we're not so many people. And so I just said, okay, we need to have at least the skeleton and the basics of a tech team, of a product team. We need to do this, and then we need to use external companies to, let's say, close the gap with our skills. Let's say whatever we miss, whatever expertise we miss, and whenever we need to scale or we need to launch new projects in a short amount of time. But we need to have at least the basic knowledge inside. And for the backend, we started internalizing. We started as an internal development process, and we kept it internal. We didn't have any kind of need of externalizing it and outsourcing it. And then the back end is kind of delicate. You have the database, so it's something for the long term, according to me. But that's my philosophy. So these have been my experience with all the technology, all the sectors that we have.
How big is your development team, including outsourcing?
Including outsourcing. So we have 5 people internal to the company. And then we have, let's say, one resource of UX and UI external. And that's it. So we have 6 people in total if we count the outsourcing. And then we have 2 freelancers that work in data domain, one in front end, the other one who supports us sometimes. So, but it's only sometimes, it's not like all the time.
You said you're having 5 developers internally and 2.
One designer external, and 2 outsourced, yeah. One
front end to outsource.
One in front end and the other one in data.
Okay.
So BI, data engineering, all those tasks.
In your opinion, what are the main advantages and disadvantages of IT outsourcing, and how to navigate these factors to maximize the benefits?
Benefits, as I briefly mentioned, according to me, is the possibility of scaling the team and closing the gap in skills need. In order to maximize these benefits, according to my experience, and we've worked with, let's say, 3 different companies and different freelancers, as I mentioned earlier, choose a partner. So once you find a partner that works well enough for you, and the collaboration is good, don't change it so often, because what I found very stressful and very expensive is to onboard with a new partner in the development environment. So like you just need to transfer all the knowledge to give them context. So they really need to understand what's your product, how you developed it, and what are your needs. So this kind of onboarding moment takes some time, okay? So even if the company you're working with is very structured and it's very functional, whatever, but it takes some time also because they have different clients, they need to switch contexts many times. So once you find a good partner, just keep it and keep working with it, like if you need outsourcing resources. That's my thought about maximizing the benefits.
And what are the disadvantages of IT outsourcing?
I would say it's kind of related in a way. Anytime you onboard a new person, new outsourcing resource, it takes a bit of time to give them context and everything, but that you would do it also with an internal employee. The problem with outsourcing is that you don't really have a lot of control over it because you are outsourcing something. And also, I think how I do it is that I usually, what we need to develop in our product, I kind of try to separate the work of the outsourcing persons with the internal team. So if I can keep it separated, I would limit the dependencies between one and each other. But that's something I found which maximizes the performances, but also like extending the team works. It just needs a bit more attention, and you need to be a bit more care. But that's one disadvantage. So you need to really like adjust the resources and really think on how to combine external resources and internal ones. And not all the time they communicate very well. Not all the time they go along very well.
Okay, great. Edoardo, thanks for joining me today. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. It was amazing to hear your experience and your vision. Thanks for sharing the insights from the industry. It was great to having you today.
Thank you, Oleg. Thank you for inviting me, and let's talk in the near future.
If you enjoy our discussion and want to stay updated on future episodes, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you will not miss on the new latest insights and conversations from the Devico Breakfast Bar. See you in a week.